Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo. All right. I think I have just about everything I need, at least to start. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi Paolo. Hi Amy. Hi Auntie Patience. Hi Sassy Britches. Hi guys. Let me know if you can hear me. And Burley, hi. I will definitely look into the Nightfall colors. So it's very funny to me because I kind of just did a... Sorry, I'm perplexed for a second, but I just did a news video and I looked at all of those websites and I didn't see anything, and now today I'm finding like a bajillion more things that I haven't talked about. And I don't get it. Also, I don't get why... Oh, okay, so I guess my system for attaching magnets to these didn't really pan out, did it? Because I have so many pans without a magnet. This is a nightmare. Okay, I'll fix that later. Good to know, good to know. Okay, let's just put the round pans away for now. I'll just do the other magnetic pans and the mini square pans. Hopefully the mini square pans, it will stick, but we'll see. Will it stick? Is it the same? No, it's not the same adhesives that I use. Okay, sorry. Brain. I caught a live stream. What a nice surprise. I'm looking forward to your mixes. Oh, awesome. Emotional Pumpkin, hello. Oh, the video didn't start for you. Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so should I wait for a few more people to come in before I explain? Or if I will have to re-explain again? In the meantime, how is everyone today? Well, I haven't done the intro yet, Sassy Britches. That's what I was just saying. Oh man, it's homebrew iced tea as well. It's pretty delicious. I haven't tried the whole blind set, but Rembrandt has a whole... Oh, 12 colors! Oh, I only saw like 4 of them. The yellow, green, pink, and purple ones. Dang. Thanks for the tip about natural pigments, by the way. They did have a potter's pink and it's gorgeous. Oh, great! Awesome! I'm so glad. It's such a relief that there was a US-based option for you. It's past 8 p.m. in Berlin. I'm chilling and looking forward to some color mixing. Hey, that's awesome! It's nice to have you with us. I understand with the time zones it's kind of difficult, but yeah. Gabor, hello! Alright. So, what you see here is basically what I did in one of the streams during the week. And it was after seeing the super pretty Metamorphose Colors and White Nights. I was like, it's not like it's easy to get them on a good day, but with everything that's happening, it's even harder to get, you know, paints from Russia. So this week I took out my core paints and I had fun just playing with a bunch of mixes. That's some of them. And I think that I'm gonna go to the tubes because core is one of the few brands that have a bunch of tubes. No, that's not actually true. But anyway, I have tubes and I want to sort of pre-mix some mixes and put them in pans and have them good to go. That's the plan. It actually turns out they're really... Oh, that's really cool. Yay. I mean, unless you're living in one of the US's territories, there's not really any impact being close or far from another state except for the transit time, I guess. Am I mistaken? Okay. I have the core palettes here if I need these. Is the chat okay? Okay, now everything okay. Okay. You're not wrong. I'm just stoked that I got it in the mail super fast. That's completely understandable, really. It's the same here. Like I'm on the eastern side of Canada. So I mean, I can order like throughout the whole of the country, no problem, but if something is shipping from BC or if something is shipping from Ontario, it's not the same delay in transit. So yeah, when I see that something is from BC, I really have to be patient about it. I mean, I got the tip on Tuesday and by Friday I had the paint in hand. Ooh, did you get the paint or did you get the pigment? Alright, so what I'm using now... Oh wait, the focus is being all creepy again. Can you please not autofocus? Okay. I'll try to catch it if it focuses on its own again, but... One of my silly messages got an error. Oh, weird. Oh, sorry about that. So yeah, this is the back of my mulling slab. So on the other side, it's transparent because it's glass, but on the other side, it's the roughened part. But when I mix paints, I like to use, you know, a nice smooth surface, so I use the other side. The paint, I got a lot of granulating ones, so they will be fun. Oh, that's awesome! I remember them having a lot of really beautiful colors, but every time I would look, they would be out of stock. And not like they're affordable for me to order from Canada, but yeah, like their azurite also looked really pretty, and like they had a lot of really nice granulating blue, and then Potter's Pink. I really like the cat linen kind of color too, which is a bit of a muted light pink as well, but a bit softer than Potter's Pink and less granulating. The Rembrandt Twilight set has 12 tubes, but 11 colors. There are 2 tubes of... Oh, come on. They could have come up with another mix, I'm sure. Hi, what colors would you recommend to mix a burnt carmine? I love the Derwent burnt carmine pencil. Oh, I would have to see what the color is like. Ow, 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 cramp, sorry. I get weird cramps in my arms and fingers and toes. Yeah, pipestone, that's the other name for cat linen, yeah. I couldn't find it, but yeah. I got the lazurite And the pipestone. You know what's up. Alright. I need... what do I need? I need cobalt violet. And cadmium orange. Which one is that color? And it would be Derwent. A Derwent pencil. I thought it was called Dusk as the Van Gogh. Yeah, the Van Gogh ones are called Dusk, so that's right. That's true. I guess they had to name the Rembrandt one something different, even if it's basically the same thing. I fell in love with Pipestone when I saw the one Stone Ground has, speaking of Canadian paints. That's true. I always look at their paints and I kind of drool a little bit, and then when I find one that I'm like, oh, I could really use that one, like I don't have anything similar, it's always out of stock. Systematically. Okay, I get the hint. I get it. Okay, Cobalt Violet, that's one. I do not think my cadmium orange is in that zip bag. That's Permanent Scarlet, that's Permanent Scarlet, and that's Quinn Gold. Cadmium orange, there we go. So funnily enough, in that stream this week we tried... What did you guys do? What did you guys do? So yeah, we tried 2 oranges with the same Cobalt Violet, and one was their really nice transparent Purell Orange, and the other one was the Cadmium Orange, PO20. And I really did not expect that, but the cadmium one made for a prettier mix in my opinion. Like, this is with the cadmium and this is with the transparent Purell Orange. And they're not exactly the same hue, so the comparison is not like completely even, but I still think that these are nicer than these ones. It's so fun to sell the tubes. I mean, I have so many tubes. And no, not going to buy any more cork watercolors, although they're available at Artemianda. But not all of them are new, but they're not all used up. The only ones that I know are absolutely new is my stash of Permanent Scarlet. These are new, but that's because it's one of my favorite reds. It's my favorite version of this pigment, because I know that other brands also have this pigment, but it doesn't look the same. And at some point, they were worried about discontinuing it. That's a couple of years ago. And yeah, nope. They found a way to not discontinue it, so it's not discontinued right now, but man, for a while they were like, hey, we might have to stop making it, and I was like, no. I tried the granulating landscape and opaque set. They were on sale here. 12 tubes for... Oh, that's good. That's good. And they're the Rembrandt ones, the professional range. Ow, ow. Sorry. Ah, that stupid cramp. that allowed me to grab this one. Is this the one you're talking about, Gabor? Are the sides tall enough to push the brush against? What do you mean? And Namisao, hello! Core is way too expensive. Yeah, but I mean, considering it has to travel all the way across to you guys, that will definitely hike up the price. For me here, it's not all that bad. Yes, great price. They normally have these sets at 99 euros each. Whoa! You almost get the 3 sets for the price of one, almost. Did you just say Groot? I don't know. If I did, it was not on purpose because I have no idea what that means, but I'm trying to massage my cobalt violet because I don't know how separated it is in there. I'm a bit scared about that, but at least the tube is still nice and soft. We like that. A lot of my core tubes are quite old, as you can see from the older style of wrappers. And I was fortunate enough to get most of them before everything became super expensive. Just looked it up. Was that core Scarlet you like? The PR168. Yeah. You need massage. I might have to put the little music on. Okay, it's an old cartoon series from the Homestar Runner days. Still quoted frequently. I think I'm a bit too old to have caught up on that era of things. The one that always gets me is whenever someone mentions betrayal. Automatically I have the betrayal song that Trent Lane sings in Daria. Betrayal, yeah, stab in the back. Betrayal. And regardless of the context of the word, it always like pops into my brain. Hey Dominic, hi! Irony, I just saw a video of a guy using car watercolor like oil paints. Why? That's silly. That's expensive. No, aren't you younger than we gotta be just about the same age. Like a year or two at the most of difference. Yeah, see, you know Daria. Yeah, I know Daria, but I kinda didn't. Also, I mean, I don't know. You're in the States, right? And there's a lot of stuff that didn't quite make it to French Canada. I would always try to watch the shows in English if possible, but it was not easy. Yes, that's the palette. I usually pull the water and pigment out of the brush by pressing it to the side of the palette, also lagging behind by a minute in stream catching up. Oh, okay. I am 44. I'm about the same age, so okay. It's gonna be a localization thing then. Ah! I became Wario for a second. Catastrophe! Cat orange all over the place. Let's just see if I can scoop some of it up. The the risk assessment for making a mess today is very, very high. So I gotta be mentally ready for that. The Cobalt Violet took to the massaging much better than this one did. And I know I should clean up my tubes before I close them with paint and then they stay glued forever, but I never do. Never do. I need paper towels. Paper towels. He stretched it using the Aquazone medium they offer. He said it was essentially like gouache but with a glossy finish versus matte. Huh. Of course it's the orange one that caused the mess. It is part of the goal. It's not ideal depending on the nature of the mess, like depending on if you can salvage the mess or not, but I think you would really enjoy the Homestar Universal. Well, check it out for sure. The one thing that I couldn't get into was... oh, dang it. It's the one with the candy corn trolls thingamajig. Oh, I forgot that the purple has literally no tinting strength. Like, none. Crap. It's so hot today, everything's gonna dry out. Okay, sorry. I've thought about some giant Trogdor tattoo pieces. I remember Trogdor. Wasn't that more of an online series than something on TV? Because I remember Trogdor. Candy corn trolls. Yeah, I mean, it was not exactly my age range, but it was everywhere on the internet. And I tried to look into it to see what the fuss was about, and it blue screened my computer. So I took that as a sign, and I never looked into it more. Hey, Keep! Hello! I don't know how I'm supposed to mix this up without making sound effects. Man, this plastic, I don't know if it's my plastic palette knife that's not up to par, but it's... I feel like it's leaving a lot of paint on the surface. I also need like brush and paper so I can swatch the color. How am I supposed to know if it's you know, what I want if I don't swatch it? Okay, hold on. Gabor was here. I was asking about if it's. I think it's high enough. I think I've met. Yeah, I can, you know, remove extra water, extra paint by like having the brush glide over the edge, but I also use a lot like a rag for that to remove the extra paint and water. So here for the sound effects. Okay, good. I'll grab some more of this paper. Not ideal because it is quite thin, but for the sake of swatching. Groovy. it's still a bit too orange. Gotta put some more of that purple in there. Blech. Come on, let's go. I really like the Meaden's porcelain palette. They usually have nice size. They're really nice. I really like the one I have. I find that it's sort of the perfect size. I'm gonna be building some really specific, really small muscle in my arm from doing this. I feel like I should go see if I have a metal palette knife, but I'm also worried that it's gonna make this awful noise as I use it on the glass slab. Also, apropos of nothing, what cellulose papers are everyone's favorites? Ooh. I like a palette with high and sharp sides. I don't like when the edges are like speed bumps. At this rate, you're gonna end up using. Yeah, if it doesn't get there, I'm gonna partition like a smaller amount of it, and make that the mix, and have 2 mixes, so I don't use up the whole tube of purple on this. But it is nice. It is like. It is still a very nice color. I might do that anyway, like keep some of it as it is right now and then have a batch that's a bit more purple. Ooh, that's very close. Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, let's. How do I go about this? Let me see if I can find a palette knife that's a bit better. I'll be right back. Oh, hello. All right. I found a few things. I found more plastic ones. I found this one that is so so solid. It's not even funny. And I have this one. It's a bit more bendy. Before using them, I'm just gonna clean the metal ones with a bit of alcohol. Where's my alcohol? I've been eyeing that palette for way too long. I think it's time to get it. It is a really nice palette, and I've been using it as sort of a main palette, or the only palette I use actually. So it wasn't just like a collaboration from Meaden, like they sent me something and I used it for a video and then I don't use it anymore. This one I really use a lot. Oh wow. Ew, what the fudge? Why? Where does that come from? Why is it so gross? I don't think I've even used this one. Why is it so dingy? Ugh. Look at that. Ew. Ow. Didn't I really hurt myself? Why is it so gross? Ugh. Ew. Hold on. I'm doing a bajillion things and I need to catch up with chat too. Okay. I think I most like the smaller Temu palette she uses. It's just one rectangular section. Is Temu decent to order from? It depends. I gave up ordering from Temu because they keep rejecting my perfectly valid credit card. You can also pay through PayPal or one of those, you know, pay in 4 installment apps. It's not that you have to pay in 4 installment. You can pay in 1 installment, but going through the app itself might be able to be a, like, it might be a workaround to having your credit card on there. I don't think I have my credit card on there, like on the thing itself. I think that's mostly clean by now, right? Make me lie. Okay, I don't know if I'll use this one, but it's at least it's clean. It's no longer weirdly dark. I wonder if it's just like rust or oil from the manufacturing. I don't even remember where I got this one, but it's hefty. I'm sweaty. I'm actually looking for a slightly bigger one to be able to spread a mix out for dry. Ooh. Okay, so let's see. Before this all dries out. I might have to spritz a little bit. Okay, so yeah, fondue plates. Fondue plates are great. And you can, what was it? Otto also had deviled eggs plates for her palettes, and they usually have like a dozen well, and then perhaps some space in the middle. So yeah, that's a bit easier to mix. You can tell because like the glass is coming away clean when I wipe it. I missed out the talk about the cellulose paper. Why is Cancel Excel at the top of your shift poop list? Oh man, the dollar store paper is usually absolutely terrible. The B paper one, I don't know about the cellulose one, but the cotton one is really nice. Sorry, gross. May try that. I think I also tried PayPal and that didn't work. Actually, yeah, it was PayPal. They kept rejecting. And I didn't want to put my CC. Yeah, yeah. Hey, 23. 23, hi. Hi, 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 hi. It is a mix, actually. It is cadmium orange and cobalt violet. Because today we are doing custom homebrew mixes. Oh, that's beautiful. I kind of miss that. Like when I would mold paints, I would have that a lot. But now that I don't mold paints anymore. I mostly use cellulose paper for swatches and tests. I don't really paint with watercolor on it, so... Oh, that's fun. Check that out. Okay, sorry. I might just leave them on there. That could be a nice way to move these. Okay, sorry. A bit too easily amused. Plop. And plop. Make a mess. Make another mess. Make a third mess. Make a fourth mess. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna keep making so many messes. Okay. I survived. That's good. There's a bit of paint everywhere, but not too much. I was looking at chat, sorry. What do I want to do now? I want to remove the paint from my fingers. Yeah, I think I'm just going to set the Cancel Excel aside to save for swatch strips. I have a friend, well, guys, I've mentioned Elodie a bunch of times, but she paints on Canson multimedia paper, and it really works with the way she paints. I'm gonna see if I can fill one of my mini pans too. The color is looking great so far. If you look at my little swatch here, it's this one, I think. And it's looking good, I think. Moulin du Roi. Moulin du Roi. Sorry. Oh man, I still made a little baby mess on the side. It is kind of stinky though, I gotta say. It doesn't smell good. Pretty sure it's not gonna be noticeable when it's dry. But bleh. And then, what am I gonna do with this? I think I might make a couple of dots. I know I have. The graduate line for Canson, the watercolor paper is not great. I've tried it and I don't really like the look of the texture on it. Oh, what should I do? Should I... Oh, I don't think I have enough left. But I also have this silicone mold for little paw pads. I don't know if I have enough paint left to fill a paw pad. I can try. Also have to find a way to put these in there. Okay. This one I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put my fingers in it. Yep. Not too bad. There we go. Why is it so stinky though? No, don't. If you, I mean, I wouldn't recommend trying the graduate paper if you didn't like the, I don't think there's enough left for anything but a dot card, so a dot card it will be. Oh, no. You stay here. Okay. Sorry. The mix is cadmium orange and cobalt violet from Core. But I think you were there for the brand. I find that cellulose paper, if it's terrible for watercolor, it's oftentimes quite decent for gouache. That's gotta be the ugliest dot I've ever seen. Yeah, it's very bad. Sorry. Oh, I tried. I was always so impressed by the artisan paint makers that can have a super nice little muffin top on their pans. Because mine were always a nightmarish, like, blob. Let's try to put you somewhere. Working with paint seems a bit messy, you think? Aw, see you another time, 23. I'm sorry about your internet. Hey, Laura! Oh my gosh! Am I trying to... I don't remember what's in it, but I'm certainly trying to make my own granulating colors because it's kind of cheaper this way. Okay, that was a mess, but it is sort of done. Do I try to, like, salvage more paint? Should I? It is pretty dry and sticky. I'm not sure if adding water will help or if I'll just end up with a really watery mess. Jill! Hey! Dejo! Giro banano. I'm not gonna be missing that smell though. I wouldn't know how to describe it, but it's not super pleasant. Okay, that's enough. Okay. The Funto cellulose paper, it is really nice. I agree. Flocculation, it's when the particles, yeah, exactly. Flocculation is the scientific name given to the aggregation of particles. So instead of settling down because of weight, they just kind of stick together. Hey, Lee! Wow, long time no see. How are you? Okay, I need to clean this up. When I would do, I might try to do it here too. When I did my own paint, I would often end up with a slab with a lot of paint on it, and what I would try to do is to sort of loosen up the paint with a bit of water like this, and then you can kind of do a monoprint. And I thought it was a great way to have some of the paint for you know, swatches to include with people purchasing the paint. And then you take your sheet and you do like bleh. What is the distinction between flocculation and granulation? I mean, I get that granulation has the heavy particle precipitating out of a mix, but I don't get this distinction. It's pucky, too much texture, and while it's fun to mess around, it's better. From what I understand, flocculation is similar to granulation, but it's the pigment particle size, not the pigment separating out. The only issue with doing that is that you need place to dry them out. But it makes for a fun thing. Just stay there for a second. Good to go. Bahong paper is generally really nice. I don't think I've tried the Academy one, but I've tried the professional one and I really like it. For budget-friendly cotton, I just stocked up on the level 3 from Artist Love Michaels when it went on clearance. Sorry, I was just reading up chat and sweating. Oh, sorry. I'm also trying to think of what's the next one that I want to mix. The orange and cobalt violet one was the most striking of the mix that I tried out, but alright, I got the trash can. What is the name of this color mix? It had a name. I can't find my post-it with the names on it. But we found them all sorts of silly names during the live stream where I did the testers. It was not the Dusk Smurf one. It was, what was it? I don't know where I wrote it down. I have so many. Oh, found it. I made a big old mess, but I found it. Okay. So that one would be of course, it's the one that we named Corgi Nuts. Because of course it is. It is Corgi Nuts. It's a good thing you weren't mixing reds. Yes, I mixed the PO73. Ooh! Oh, you were suggesting Dusk Smurf? Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah, I'll have to look them up. I'm not sure we got around to a final, like, unanimously approved color for Dusk Smurf. I don't remember. but I'll check. And there might be a bit of contamination of color, and I can't say I really care all that much, since I'm doing these mostly just for me. Let's go. Alright, so that's one. Okay, so that was Sunkissed Blush, yeah, Polo Sky, Atlantic Sky, Extravagant Amethyst. Swamp Mist was kind of interesting. And then I don't think we picked a Dusk Smurf really. Are you creating more mystery mixes for the mystery mixes? Well, I mean, they won't be all that mysterious because I know what the mixes are. But I am creating my own colors because, I mean, that's basically what the companies do, right? They figure out some sort of combo of color that works. So, I mean, I have paint in tubes. I can do that. Pretty sure I can do that. Corgi nuts. We were trying to come up with really silly names for the colors because of something we saw a while ago that had really silly names, like definitely AI names. So we were doing our best to come up with the silliest names we could think of. And then Otto turns to her husband and showed him the color and asked him, yo, what should be the name of that color? And he said, Corgi nuts. Though, to be honest, I think my mix, yeah, it's a bit closer to warm sunset Valencia orange, kind of, in terms of ratio. That's a freaking mouthful. Meryl, hi. Hello, hello. Oh man, Laura, I want to see. I looked, I did the whole like rundown of the paints that they use in those White Knight paints to see which ones I had on hand and which ones I don't. And I only have most of the colors for like the mystery set, but it's the one that I'm least interested in. So I was just like, oh, dang it. Okay, so the whole by Nightfall line is only 5 colors as it seems. PB29, PBK11, PBR25. I saw your comment on a tape removing short about liking a specific washi tape because it's the only washi tape that's actually washi tape that I like is the one from MT. MT, 2 letters. If you need washi tape, that's the OG. It sticks well, it removes cleanly, and it doesn't have any of the issues that other like cheaper masking washi tapes have. In the sense that a lot of the cheaper washi tape, if you put them on your paper, they peel off like on their own. And the MT washi tape is my favorite, though it's not what I use for painting a lot. What I use for painting is mostly the blue painter's tape, and then the kind of inexpensive washi tape from, not washi tape, the inexpensive masking tape from Jackson's, but I've had it forever. So I don't know if they still have kind of the same properties now, if it's the same stock. Plus 1 on empty tape. Yep. For Dustmark, I feel like we need to go cooler. The Smurfs, aren't they bright blue? Are there the single pigments on their own so I can mix them on my own? take note during these chats of things everyone recommends, products, mix. Have some from Hanemila. Do you date your notes so you know when? I got some off-brand washi style painter's tape off Amazon and it works really nicely. That's awesome. I'm not saying that it's all bad, but it's just you don't know what you're gonna get. I got a fair amount of tapes, masking tapes, like just the decorative ones in the past, and they wouldn't even stick to like journal pages or whatnot. So I cannot imagine putting them like with water on watercolor paper and all that. The newer single pigment colors are spinel gray, cobalt green deep, cobalt titanate green. Oh man, pretty. I should have a notebook dedicated to art notes. That's clever. I usually just put it down in my sketchbook, but then I will draw or do other stuff in my sketchbook and kind of quote unquote lose the note amidst all the doodling. Oh, okay, you categorize. Okay, that's clever too. How do we feel about the cobalt teal and cadmium orange mix? When F shared the video last week, I took all. I'm glad. You're right, it's a total crapshoot. I got this pretty galaxy print set and it was awful. It kept tearing vertically when... Yeah! Dude, there are so many tapes that do that. Like, they are impossible to get off the roll. And then when you put them on paper, they don't stay put for like half a second. They roll back up. Ah! It's super annoying. Oh, PY43 and PBK8. That sounds so pretty. I like the greener leaning blend. Yeah, this one, the cryogenic jade. I really like it too. I think I'm gonna try making it. Let's try. So I'm still gonna need my good old cat orange. Gotta remember that it's super strong. So I don't need to put that much of it. And then it's cobalt teal. It was like a 42. Oh. No, now I have literally dozens of rolls of useless washi. Oh yeah, it's the kind of mistake you hopefully make only once. But yeah, that's why I only go for the empty washi tape. I have, it's not that expensive, and I have a big stock of like plain colored ones. It's nothing fancy, but I like to put it in. This was a dispenser they had at some point, and I put them in there, and when I run out, I grab the next roll. I don't really care. I use it for when I'm packaging stuff, when I'm labeling stuff. It's really nice because it's removable, but it stays put really well. I've glued stuff on the wall with it, and then when you peel it off kind of carefully, but still when you peel it off, the wall is still perfect underneath. The 3M washi is really different. It doesn't have the same texture in terms of tape, but it is nice. It is at least it stays put. I don't have any washi from them, but I have my really sparkly hello. So this ridiculous tape is from 3M, and it's not washi, it's plastic tape, but I really love it still because it's just over the top, like the most sparkly thing ever. tried to mix the carbon yellow too because my order never arrived. I think oh, just give it time. It can take a while if you got it from Ukraine. It is really glittery. Does anyone have a suggestion for a thin booklet style pocket notebook? A6, okay. It can handle watercolor. Have you tried, oh no, it's not the right size. I was gonna say Traveler's Notebook have decent, they even have one that's for watercolor paper, but they're not exactly the right size. The Passport one is a bit tiny. Yeah, I ordered some Fusa colors and I never got it. I mean, I don't know when you ordered it, but the ones I got, they took a really long time to get here. Like, I'm talking perhaps a month. I have some distilled water here that I dropped. Okay, I got it. Traveler's Notebook Passport would work. I mean, that I would look into it then. Either their watercolor paper one or their sketchbook paper one. Or even perhaps even the nice Midori paper one, like the it's really smooth, so it would definitely do weird things with watercolor, but I think that might be interesting. Thanks for all the great mixing tips in the chat. I bought some nickel azo yellow. Ooh, pretty. Oh, well, it really depends on what else you have, but since PY150 is a really nice transparent yellow, if you mix it with anything that has granulation, you get some really interesting stuff that happens. That's probably a bit too brown. It is true that the World Talents, what do they call them, like art creation, just creation? But they're not very, they're small in size, but they're quite thick and hefty. So if it's really something for having in a pocket, it's not ideal, really. I'm gonna swatch this one. So that's how it looks. I don't think we are really that far off, because once it settles down, I think it's gonna look quite similar. One sort of weird but interesting mix I've tried is PB15. Yeah, it is really, really interesting, that one. I agree. Man, it is hot today, but so windy. I love the wind. I love the wind. It is settling. Really, perhaps it's a tiny bit less blue than my test, but I'm okay with it. Any ideas for mixes with PG26 Cobalt Green Medium? I would say try anything, but I did some tries with Indanthrene or Indanthrone Blue, and it made for a really interesting color in my opinion. A grand old mess. I have an everyday carry fanny pack situation that I want a minimum weight bulk. That's true. PG26 and a kind of dark red will make for a really interesting separating gray. So whether you use a sort of a perylene color or a cadmium red color, you can get some really interesting results. I think it might be interesting to mix with a sort of muted yellow, like a yellow ochre, to get a more yellow green, but that's not necessarily unnatural looking, and that also has really interesting separation going. It's more of a perhaps subtle mix, but I think it could be a really interesting one. I kind of want to try it. It's gonna be hilarious to label these pans when they're dry, because of the stupid names we gave those colors. This one will be Cryogenic Jade. Is this one smelly too? No, not as much. So it's gotta be the Cobalt. The Cobalt? The Cobalt Violet. That's the one that's stinky, I guess. Are you doing a bunch of mixes while watching the stream, Laura? Let's do another one, just for fun. The wind feels good, but because it only happens when the season change, it makes me sad when it comes. Aww. I didn't get the sad that waits until Halloween or whenever it hits for other people. For me, it kicks in at the end of July. Oh man. See, for me, I stop crying when it starts getting colder. I also tried that fascinating purple flavor of PR108 course. Oh yeah, it is really interesting, that one. I really like the dark muted cadmium colors. Sure am. My art box is still in the car. Oh. Try PG26 with... there's a color, the autumn green. Yeah, you said that, right? What was it? Yeah, that's what Lee said. The PY150, PG26, and a tiny bit of PR122. That's the Roman Schmal autumn green. If I remember right. Or you know, similar. Ooh, cool. Come on, pick up some of that pretty color. Come on. You can see the separation like happens right away. Back from vacation. Did you have a great time? PG26, PBR7, and PY42 Forest Brown. Ooh. Ooh. It's like they took the colors off the forest and just put them together. Oh, also, if doing color mixes between two colors, I would also suggest doing the little, instead of doing one swatch, do a bunch of swatches, varying the ratios, varying the dilution, and it can be a really interesting way to find new mixes that you wouldn't have thought would happen, but that turn out really, really nice. Just cleaning up my tools. Not extensively, like I said, but that's okay. I would clean my stuff a whole lot better when I did mold my own paints, but just for these fun mixes, I don't really mind. Accidentally got 2 tubes. What do you mean? 2 tubes of what? PG 26? It was a great time. I'm glad. Yeah, I learned that from you. Have different varieties of colors. Yeah, it's so interesting and so much more informative. I still feel rested, but the big city takes. Oh, cities. I can see that. I can see how this city would be more draining. That's completely fair. You need a vacation from the vacation. I'd love to visit Germany one day as well as Portugal, Spain. Ooh. Ooh, Ev, you just reminded me of my desire to fill a journal with color mixing split primaries. Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of work though. But not just the combos everyone says work, but also the ones that don't get mentioned. I mean, a split primary is usually pretty precise. PV29, I bought this one too today. Really my lucky day. Such a pretty color. Oh, that gold tea is magic. What did I want to do now? Mixes? More mixes? Ew, ew, ew. Ew, someone walked by smoking. Blech. Ew. Ah, oh, gross. Holy moly, it's stinky. Ah, ça pue. So gross. Ah. I don't. Cigarette smoke is so bad. Okay, so that's yellow ochre. It's the cobalt green. Is it doing what I want it to do? Not really. More yellow, perhaps. Yeah, it's a bit flat. That's not exactly what I kind of want. Okay, so not that one. Core has a couple of really interesting colors in my opinion. Their Indian yellow is really interesting, though they probably have had to remove it or change the formula because it used to have PR206 in it and that's discontinued. But their permanent gamboge is also really interesting. It's this one here. It's a little bit like nickel azo yellow, but less yellow, like a bit warmer. And it's a really nice transparent color. Oh guys, it's my paper with the trippy texture, it's not the paint. I just tried another brand paints and they looked... Yeah, cigarette smoke. I hate that smell in my apartment. Oh no, Laura. Ew. Makes me choke up. And I used to smoke, one of the worst things I ever did to myself. Well, to everyone who managed to quit smoking in the chat, big freaking congrats. That's awesome. That's really, really cool that you managed to do it. I know it's not easy for a lot of people, and they don't make it easy either. In fact, they probably make it hard on purpose so you stay addicted. But you're so better off without it. It was easy for love. Oh, awesome. Oh my gosh, Laura is on fire. It's the artist that, I don't know. I feel like there's a quite a few addictions that are so commonplace that it kind of makes them perhaps the 3 or 4 hardest to quit. Smoking is one, drinking is one, and then food. But yeah, it is a big achievement to manage to stop smoking, because they really don't want you to do that when you look at it. Hey, congrats Paolo as well. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, sugar is problematic. But yeah, oh my gosh, like, do you guys have the memory of going to chat to a coworker or a relative or someone you know that just came back from a cigarette break? I think it's gotta be the worst breath, and then it's coffee breath. But I think old cigarette smell breath is gotta be one of the worst things ever. It is so freaking gross. Blech. Sugar, I can't stop. The issue with sugar is that it's everywhere and it's not even expensive. So there's no incentive all that much to stop, and it is bad for you, but the effects are not that directly linked, you know, as some other things can be. Like, if you drink too much, you're gonna have liver problems. If you smoke a lot, you might have lung issues. If you eat too much sugar, like, you might get diabetes. It is related to sugar, but it's not like it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's really weird. Yes, it smells so bad. Or even it stays in the hair, the clothes. I feel sorry for my neighbor's kids. Yeah, the poor kids, they didn't ask about it. It is the worst breath. I'll take my boyfriend's morning breath over sick breath. Dude. I got off a really addictive prescription a few months ago. Yeah, detox is not great. The diabetes. Yeah, the beatus. Even with the home, the walls, the windows, the sulfur film. Oh, that's another thing that's really nasty. The layer of cigarette gunk. Everything gets yellow and stinky. And even if you, let's say you move into a place that used to be a smoker's place, you can't just paint over that stuff. You have to, like, freaking scrape everything off. It's like extra work. All right, paints. That's really difficult, right? Strip, that's the word I was looking for. You gotta strip everything out. And it might not even guarantee that the stink is gonna be out, you know. Blech. It's so gross. What was the best food you've eaten in the last week in place of Dr. Otto Cano? Let's all send good vibes to Otto, who's had terrible night of sleep last night, and she's probably taking a nap right now. So let's send the vibes so that it's a good nap. Good nap, good nap, good nap. The best food I've eaten all week. I think my current iced tea has got to be top of the list. It is really, really good. It's black tea with peaches in it and other stuff, and it's meant to be an iced tea, so it's really flavorful. I'm being more honest, that's why I don't take it. Yeah, or it's a good time is always associated with drinking or eating. But yeah, congrats Laura on staying out of it. That's the thing that's kind of perhaps extra shitty about any kind of addiction, is that it's not that well known that and I don't mean that in a bad way, okay? So don't see this as a bad thing, but the nature of it means that you're never fully out of it. It's not something you get in and out like a pool. It's something you have to deal with every day. And that's just the nature of it, and it's fine. But they kind of, I don't know, I always kind of got the idea when I was younger that you can just like get out of it, but no, you have to find ways to manage it on a daily basis, and that's the really difficult part. Oh, that sounds amazing, Laura. Dang, that sounds fancy. Argentinian restaurant a couple of weeks back that had this. Ooh, wow. What was particularly Argentinian about it? Was there any kind of interesting spice profile, or the way it was cooked? Hiking as a first date is an amazing idea, to be honest. Or perhaps to go in a coffee shop too. That can work because you know it's not gonna take away the sugar option, but it's gonna take away the alcohol options at least. I wanted to go. Hey, bonjour, Scoot. Salut, Popette. Salut, mademoiselle. What's up? What's up? T'es où? T'es passé où? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? C'est où, net? Hello. Ah oui, un sac plastique, hein, ça c'est bon. C'est délicieux. Oui, tu chiales, je sais, tu chiales tout le temps. I have a cat. I have a cat. I have a cat. I have a cat. Oui, tu veux aller, mais je veux pas que tu y ailles parce que c'est plein de peinture. Lots of meat and lots of... Ooh, char grilling. Sounds lovely. I wanted to go to the amusement park, and his first question was, do they sell drinks? Yeah, that's a red flag. At least it's like a red flag right away. Ok, non, tu vas pas sur la... Ah, t'es plein de griffes. Ow. Help. Coffee shop first, like a light breakfast and plenty of... Yep, that's a good start. Oh my god, guys. One time a guy asked me on a first date to a flea market for 7 a.m. We didn't date very long, but man, that's lovely. That's a fun... Like, it's a good way to find out right away if you get along with the person or not. Show the kitty. Can you see the kitty? She's being a pain in the butt. Pastrami sandwich. Oh, yummy. Wow, that's fancy. Kitty. First date with my husband was in a coffee tea shop. Oh, that's lovely. Oh man, good tea. Tea. Hey Lyra, hi. I don't want her to go on the glass slab because there's paint on there. And paint and kitty is not a good mix. She's so warm though. Bleh. I'm sweaty. I haven't seen an Otokano post. She's doing okay. She's just taking a prolonged hiatus from painting and paint stuff. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Non, on va aller plus dans le truc, c'est sûr. Oui, je sais. Va à ta place. Okay. Whew. Sorry about that, cats. I am gross. It is hot, and I have a bunch of lamps on my face, so I'm just like, ugh. I feel like I should at least try to make a third mix, right? Core has a beautiful viridian. Gotta say, it is very pretty. Sorry. Yeah, Otto is usually here for the streams, but yeah, today, like I said, she told me early on that she might not be able to hop in, which is fine, PY42 and PV14. So the magenta and let's not the magenta, the cobalt violet. Let's try it. Oh, cobalt violet is in the other one. No, that's not the one actually. This cobalt violet is PV49. So do I have PV14? I don't think I have it. That's why I haven't done any of the really interesting white knight colors. I don't have any PV14 in tubes. I'm waiting for budget and stock to co-align so that I can get the Lucas one, because it's quite affordable and you get like what 20 something mLs of their violet color, and it's really lovely. I used to have it, but I didn't keep it, and now I have regrets. But that's another story. Okay. Yes, Lucas has a couple. Lucas, if you want to find a range of paint that is surprisingly nice, affordable, and has really pretty colors, the Lucas range is that one. It is surprising. It is huge 24 ml tubes, and they're all quite affordable, and they're all really nice pigments. I got a made-to-order cheeseburger from Market Basket with provolone, mayo, and rib. Ooh, fancy. Heart shop closes at 5 and Saturday's my only day to get there, so I'm going to... I'm about to... I have 10 minutes or about, so... good luck. I hope you find really fun things at the art shop. And don't get carried away. And have a great weekend, of course. Okay, I'm gonna try one. And I'm going in right away. Because I'm gonna need some more of that teal because it is the prettiest teal of all teals. So I said that teal. Turns out I have the Lucas Cobalt Violet. Gonna play with it. Ooh, yeah, by all means. Teach ordered markers and other painting. Ooh, awesome! Fun! No, not that yellow. Is it the cat yellow light? Yeah, cat yellow light. And art shopping is like the quintessential painful yet fun experience. What is it? What is it, Laura? I have core ardoise, ardoise gray. It is quite a low tinting strength color. I don't know what I could mix it with. This is all the core colors that I have. So ardoise is this one here, the one gray. These three are the iridescent colors, so not these. But I think I have all the other ones in tubes. It is single pigment, surprisingly enough. PR242, PP28. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. What kind of results do you get from that? That's a red, a like cobalt blue, and granulating green. That's chromium oxide green, right? Yeah. Takes turns having it lean more red or more blue-green. Oh, that sounds very lovely. Yep, it is PBK 19. Slate. Slate. Nope. 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 I keep forgetting that I also have cobalt turquoise that I should completely try to do stuff with at some point. Well, maybe I don't have that one in too. I guess not. Yep. I thwarted my own plan. Unless it's in this small tube stuff. I don't think so. Yeah, okay, so the Viridian I have has got to be a sample that I got sent from someone. Well, I mean, we can try mixing the cobalt teal with the ardoise gray. I've recently become obsessed with shimmery paints. There's a couple of handmade brands that have really pretty mixes. Ooh, what kind of, which brands are those? Very black, ardoise gray, ardoise gray. Addison and Sedgwick. Elena's art. Wait, Elena's art pages. Is that artmaterials.ca? Because if so, Elena is super nice. If that's the same Elena. The other one, I don't know her, so... It's Elena Nahum? I don't know how to say it, but I think her last name is Nahum. I'm going in hot. Straight with the mix. Bwah, bwah, bwah. And the teal completely ate up the ardoise grey. What ardoise grey, you're gonna say? And I won't have an answer for you because it is gone. Disappeared. And I put like twice as much ardoise grey as I did the teal. Even from the start. What a great way to spend an afternoon, fart sounds and all. Fart sounds are underrated. They're good for everything. It's the sort of equivalent of playing with mud, you know? When you make a big mud hole and you just put whatever you want in it. Groovy. Switch it up. It is still very, very teal, but okay, cute. Ah. So what do we think? I have a green leaning. Ooh! Oh, that sounds pretty. What else could I have in there? Do they have a particularly granulating black? What's the other color? It's disappeared! It's supposed to be ardoise grey, but it is so light. It is so low tinting strength that the teal ate it up completely. Oh, no more. Like my tube of ardoise grey could probably surrender a bit more of its content. But then add some dusk pink. I don't have these. They're not from Core. I'm only working with Core colors at the moment, because that's the tubes that I have on hand. I like mixing vibrant blues with muted colors for a subtle mix. Yeah, that Harbor Blue is beautiful. What do I have that's equally low tint? Oh, Terre Verte. Yeah, let's add some Terre Verte in there. Ah, help. It exploded. Let's go. Oh, the sound. Ew. Okay. Sorry. It's an extra silly today. Oh, that's nice. How do we feel about that? It's looking good. There's a bit of that green depth to it now with the addition of their PG23 Terre Verte, which is also a low tinting strength color, so that's why I think it might work. Love ultramarine ash. You think it uses PG23? I thought it was just I don't know what I thought it was actually. That sounds nice. Squelching. That's the one thing, you know, like when, I don't know how much TV or movies you guys watch, but whenever we do, we usually try to watch it in its original language, and regardless of the language it is in, I always put the subtitles on, because of various factors, including me not hearing super well. But the subtitles, one of the subtitles that I see often and that always cracks me up is when they write squelching. And I don't know why, but I think it's really funny. Ooh, that's fun. That's a really interesting kind of color, isn't it? You're gonna get the really subtle play of the teal and the Terre Verte and the Ardoise gray, but it's really, really subtle. I don't know if you guys can see. That's cool. I love it. Oh, man. PB29 plus... Oh, interesting. Huh. You know, I should really... I don't know why it did not occur to me to look into what pigments were in those mixes. I really assumed that they would all be single pigment, but I don't know why I assumed that. It's a bit silly. As far as assumptions go. Japanese animated films are so much better in Japanese. Yeah, it really depends on what you're watching, but bleh. If it's a big movie like a Ghibli movie, yeah, absolutely. Some series, sometimes the dub is really not that bad. I think the dub for Delicious in Dungeon, or Dungeon Mishi, is quite good. I hate watching dub. Yeah, according to Artist Pigments, it actually lists PG23. Oh, so that's how they got to it. The funniest though, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are gonna get it right away in chat, is when you have a movie that's like in English and then someone speaks in a language that you know very well. So you can tell how lousy they are at it or how good. Happens sometimes. Like we watch movies and like, oh, that wasn't, you know, terrible French. That was decent. But oh my gosh, sometimes it's it's so funny and they don't mean it to be funny, but it's just so bad. Oops. Yeah, tilting the pan was not my brightest moment today. I'm aware, I'm aware. I dislike dub movies and always chose the original. Yeah. They always sound so unnatural when they are dubbed in like your native language. I feel like it just doesn't work. Series dubbed in French are unintentionally hilarious for all the wrong reasons. It's so bad. Especially when they're dubbed in like French, like France French instead of Canadian French. Cat hair. Let's fill up a tiny one too. Whoop. I am concentrating. The Windsor Newton revival actually has a bunch of multi-pigment mixes. Oh, really? The dubbing is always kind of uncanny valley, even if the dub voice actors are really good. Yeah, because the lip sync will never match up. Never, ever match up. And you might be able to not notice it at times, but there's other ways in which it will be very noticeable. Another one of those blobby dot cards. That's a giant. You mean this one? I wonder if this one is perhaps more of a scraper than. I don't think it's a palette knife. There's no way it is not bendy at all. So I wonder if this one is intended to, you know, scrape paint off or something. It's particularly pernicious with Japanese since it often just takes a lot of syllables to say anything. So if the English dub is matching the mouth movement, yeah. Or the other way around, there are also concepts that take very few syllables, and then when you try to translate them, it's like, well, we don't really have like that. So I don't know how I'm supposed to convey what the character is singing. Oh, bye, Chavo. Alright. The moment of truth. aka me trying to put these with the other ones in here. I spilled coffee on my keyboard last week, so that tells you. Okay, survived. Putting these away to dry. I need to find another paper so I can do one last monoprint. Because why not? Why not? That's what's creeping out. You're gonna mess up your windshield if you do that, though. It's a bit too hard and a bit too metal. It's gonna scratch everything. So if you feel like you want to play in paint mud, like what I did today, it can be a bit daunting because you're like, oh, am I going to use my good paints for that? But there's some things you can look for, and there are always some brands that are a bit more affordable. Rosa is one of them. The paints are really nice, but their tubes are much more affordable than other brands. So if you want to get a couple of colors just to mess up with, or let's say you use a lot of that PB29, like that ultramarine blue, burnt umber, burnt sienna mix. Well, it's something you can get from an inexpensive brand like Rosa, and then try your own mixes. And you pre-mix the paint and you have it dry on a piece of paper. Oh, that was cute. Or in a pan. And it can be a lot of fun to have your own custom mixes. And it can also take the FOMO out of the fancy pricey colors that they release. It is not a jelly plate, it is glass. I took apart my MacBook after spilling. Oh no. For me, it was just the keyboard. It was like not the computer itself, thankfully. But yeah, I was all fine. I was bringing back my coffee, and then I don't know why I had a twitch with one of my fingers, and it spilled some coffee on the side of my keyboard. And I was like, thanks. Great. For sure, that was what I wanted to do. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. Check that out. There. That's pretty, isn't it? Well, I think so. Survived. I know it's glass tried to be funny. Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew, that's why. I mean, it is kind of funny. Can you imagine trying to do that on jelly plate? Blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. Alright, anything else? I think the other two mono prints that I did are dry. Are dry-ish, so we can take a look at that. Ouch, quickly before I leave. So that's the orange and cobalt mix, which is, in my opinion, really cool. I think it's a very pretty mix. Like, I would have worried that the violet and the orange would sort of give me a brown, but in this case, with these particular hues, you kind of get more of a red, and I think that's really pretty. And then we have our swampy color that I think is really interesting because the orange separates really easily from the general mix. So the general mix kind of stays green, but you have this really pretty orange undertone everywhere. So I'm really looking forward to swatching the paints again when they're dry. don't know exactly for how long Core is gonna make that cobalt violet, but I might look into getting a spare, because I feel like the cadmium orange cobalt violet mix is gonna be something I'm gonna want to renew when I run out. I think it is that pretty. The cryogenic jade, you remembered the name. I have to be self-deprecating online for comedic purposes, but people always try to comfort me, which makes me actually sad. Oh no! Oh no, you're trying to be self-deprecating again, and I just comforted you. Ah! It never ends. It's just difficult because through text you don't really get any of the audio clues to figure out what the people is, you know, going on about. So yeah. Alright. I think this was pretty fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or in the chat or wherever. If you had fun with this, I might do more streams like this in the future. Let's take our power back from the paint companies and do our own mixes. Whee! Okay. I need a break, I guess. I'm not really gonna have a break because I need to sort all of this out. My big old mess, but yeah. So, thank you so much, guys, for being here today. I really appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. And I think we came up, like, through our collective brains with some very pretty colors. And if you feel so inclined to mix your own versions, go right ahead. I think that's a great idea. But yeah, so we got our orange, our kind of aqua teal color, and then our greenish color. And I'm excited to eventually come up with more ideas. So, yep. Have a great weekend, guys. See you all in the next stream and the next video. And I hope you have a great time. And take care. And bye-bye. And thanks again.